Okay, so part 4 of how I co-founded the first leather upcycling center in all of Italy. And Sieme brand, this page, Upcycled luxury leather handbags made 100% out of discarded leather. Let's go. Parts 1, 2, and 3 are already on. So if you're just joining us, go back and watch them and then come back here and meet me. Okay, the story's getting good. All right, so I left the job at the factory. That's going to take us into like January, February, March of 2020. So you know where this story is going, especially as an American living in Italy. What a fun time to be alive. I was so lucky that my parents ended up eking out a trip to come see me in February of 2020. They were okay. Luckily, they didn't get sick. But here we are at a wine tasting. Things with me and Lorenzo were still going very strong at that point, and it had been about 3 years, I guess. So where was I in March of 2020, you ask? I was about to go to my best friend from college's bachelorette party in California from Italy. Should I have said no to this trip, irregardless of what was happening in the world? Yes, absolutely, considering her wedding was supposed to be 1 month later. I was actually going to go from Italy to California, back to Italy, and then like 6 weeks later to the US with Lorenzo to New York for the wedding. Insane. I'm including this because this is for anybody like me who is a people pleaser and says yes to everybody and has absolutely no boundaries. I had no business going on this trip, irregardless of COVID happening. Obviously, this was me by the end of that trip in California. In those 10 days that I was in California, the entire world decided that Italy was patient ground zero for COVID, and anybody who came in contact with somebody traveling from Italy who had recently been to Italy had to immediately go into quarantine. So needless to say, I was uninvited from the bachelorette party, and luckily I had some good friends in California that went out on a limb for me, and then I had to make my way back to Italy to begin lockdown. Okay, so I really have like almost no photos of lockdown, but I came back to Italy and we did the lockdown for a couple months, and during that time I was really talking a lot to the manufacturers and the independent factories that I worked a lot with in Italy, and hearing their struggles about how they were making PPE because that was the law now in Italy. Every factory open had to make PPE, but because they normally sell really expensive product, it was not paying the bills and they were really struggling. So I used this time to think about how I could help design something for the moment that would help these factories. So I ended up designing these mask scarves. This is how we launched Sieme. They were made from dead stock natural fibers, and you could actually put a full real medical grade mask in them. And when you didn't want to wear the mask, you could fold it down and it would be a normal, beautiful Italian fabric scarf. I was able to make thousands of these, export them, and sell them in different countries, mostly the United States. And it really helped some of these factories and supported them during this time. Something I was really proud of because, let's be honest, at this point in time, nobody needed more luxury handbags. Follow for part 5.